What is up, my dudes? Welcome to another stream. It is Sunday morning for me. Saturday evening for you guys, I'm guessing. 6:13 p.m. Eastern. Very good. So, as you can probably see by the title of the stream, I've said, interest rate softening on the horizon. So, the Fed or the FOMC member recently made a statement saying that there could be a backing off of their hawkish approach. So that's coming in around the middle of December there, depending on where you live. Now I just wanted to cover this amazing website that I found. I mean, I might let a few people come in first before I get to that, but User London, what's happening? Good to see you on here. Hasi, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hopefully that's on point. Isaac from Jersey, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So overnight, I did jump on real quick about 8 hours ago, 10 hours ago, just to sort of look at where Bitcoin's price had been sort of squeezed up into this kind of apex area here. And since then, we have dropped down out of it. So that's kind of like, a textbook move off any kind of increasing structure like this. There's likely to be some kind of a pullback on the cards. So now, remember, we are on a weekend. You could almost say it's kind of like a 4-day weekend. What's up, Honest AF? How you doing? So yeah, the volume isn't crazy high, which is kind of like the expected behavior over the Saturday Sunday trading, but things can still happen. You can still get news rolling out over Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So now the website that I wanted to sort of gloss over or touch on it's called tradingeconomics.com. So there's a lot. It's kind of like the Forex calendar, the Forex factory calendar in a way. But yeah, it's just basically a different way to look at similar figures, I suppose. So if we go into, I believe it's, let's see, indicators, let's check out interest rate. And you can choose the country, by country. So the most aggressive, so this is the inflation figures, the interest rates, the most aggressive being Argentina with a 75% interest rate, which is insane. Russia's at 7.5%. United States currently at 4%. We're at 2.85% here in Australia. But yeah, that's kind of like a bit of a heat map, I guess. Here's the heat map. So let's check out. So you can search by G20, or you can check out Australia, like the Australian regions, including Fiji, New Zealand, that kind of thing. So let's check out America, because the biggest or among the biggest economies in the world here. So United States currently at 4%. Now interest, let's check out the inflation rate. So this is globally. Inflation's hitting Australia 7.3% at the moment. Well, that's as of the last report, and 7.7% in the United States as of the last report. So if we click on US, you get this bar graph here. You can see it got up as high as 9.1%, and ever since we have been coming down. So the previous, before the last report, the previous two were almost neck and neck, only a 0.1% decrease on inflation there. So pulling in that 7.7% after having an 8.2 was, had a really positive effect, obviously. If we go to the S&P 500, you can see that reflected by this rally that we've had. So, you know, come middle of December, if we go to the calendar view, you can filter by impact. So if we want, you know, just the heavy impact calendar events on, you can just click on that, and it's only going to show, you know, events of high impact. You can sort by country, so you can turn them all off and then just select the one that you're interested in. So if we just want to look at the US, we'll do that here, hit save, and you can see what's on the horizon, what's expected. So if we want to look at, say, next month as well, so we've got the jolt opening. So yeah, it's very similar to the Forex calendar. Let me just put this on a darker mode so that it doesn't blind you. Sorry about that. So yeah, at least let's change this to UTC -5, so it's on Eastern United States. So if we get the dates going here, we've got inflation rate. So the CPI figures coming out on the 13th of December, so Tuesday. The forecast on inflation is coming in at 6.2%. So, I mean, that would be incredible. That's the year-over-year inflation, 6.2. Previous was 6.3. They're only expecting inflation to come down to 7.6 as a forecast in this round for the year-over-year. So if it comes in even further below that, that would be awesome. You know, we smashed it out of the park last time. I think the forecast was not as aggressive of a decrease as to what we got. So that had a really positive effect on markets. But yeah, check it out. This website's pretty decent for that kind of thing, like checking out the interest rates and inflation figures. So right after the CPI figures come out, we've got the FOMC press conference and the decision on the interest rates. Now, obviously, you know, the FOMC is like I guess the governing arm of the Federal Reserve, or the Fed. I just call it Fed as an like a broad term, all encompassing, like an umbrella term, the Fed. So moving forward, I'm just always going to refer to it as the Fed. So the Fed interest rate decision comes out on the 14th of December. All right. So let's go back to crypto land. Oscillators cooling down on the 1 hour chart. We've got, you know, we had a pretty clean rejection off this fairly long-term trend line here. If you're looking on the 1 hour chart, this has been in place since the middle of November, so 15th of November. It's been a few days since then, so we just can't seem to break above it just yet. So it's producing, you know, resistance. Now, what have we got on the support side? Let's check that. And, you know, at the moment, there's not a clean trend, so to speak. We've broken this structure. So we had support here, and then we were trying to maintain the support right here, but, you know, eventually broke through it, creating a dip. But, you know, we came out of that in an inverse head and shoulders type pattern, and that pushed us back up into the pennant formation once again. And you can see this trend line is still valid because we got a test of it here, a bit of a dirty retest here, and right now we're fighting to, you know, maintain it here, but it's not looking great so far. We're in the process of like a dirty retest of that support, that trend line, and, you know, if we can't get back above it, there's likely to be, another sort of corrective move on the cards here. And, we'll see if we're going to come down and retest this low. It's obviously still early to call, like, whether we've seen, at least a medium-term floor to the market, to crypto. We're definitely going to find out more come middle of December. So in about, less than a month's time, we're going to know, like, where things are headed, thanks to the whole, the Fed's decision on interest rates and, the report on the CPI figures. So that's going to have an impact on price and direction. So let's check out some of the alts as well. I'm going to catch up with some of these comments before I go any further. So we've got 21 people joined. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember to smash up the like button. We'll see if we can get some more people to hop in before too long. Jeffrey Golladay, what's happening, my dude? Frank Lee, how are you, man? Jack, we are seeing the flow-on effects due to tightening, layoffs happening en masse around us, USA, and they are still tightening. Yeah, so there's no doubt, like, the policy, like, I guess the definition of a pivot is, like, kind of what I'm not totally clear on. Like, is a pivot when the hawkish approach eases, or is it when they go back to a negative interest rate? Like, so, instead of, because currently it's at 4%, right? Interest rate. Does the interest rate have to go below 0 to be considered a pivot? Or is it just that a pivot considered when they ease the rate of inflation? So, or the rate of interest rate, sorry. So, like, they've been doing increases of 0.75%, so 75 basis points. It's forecast, or a lot of people are throwing around the 50 basis point hike for the next meeting. So is that considered a pivot, like a backing off, that easing of the hawkish approach? Is that considered the pivot? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But anyway, pivot, yeah. Pivots when they change strategy, yeah. Start easing again, right? So I think, accelerating the interest rate is what they've been doing. And to me, where it's still accelerating, but it's perhaps not as fast. So they've eased off on the acceleration of interest rate increase. But yeah, an increase, no doubt. It's still going to go up overall until they reach their target of 2% inflation, which that could take some time yet. It could take all of next year for all we know. But the good thing is it is heading in the right direction. This, by the way, I had a picture of, this is the FOMC. So this is what it looks like when they meet. I think this is an old picture. You've got Janet Yellen there. I think that's Jerome Powell there. And God knows who the other people are. I have no idea. I'm not too clued in on the rest of them. But yeah, I think that's an old picture. But yeah, I've definitely learned a hell of a lot about the economy, and especially like the American system and with the Federal Reserve, that kind of thing, over the last 6 months. So it's been cool, been a good learning experience. So, hey Kevin, how you doing, man? Thanksgiving, yeah, Australia, it's not really an Australian thing. I think it's more of an American thing, the Thanksgiving thing. But we do recognize it. We know what's going on. We had Black Friday sales on Friday, so that was cool. I actually bought this new webcam during those sales, so that was cool. Yeah, Australia does like to sort of adopt American culture quite a bit. It seems to be that Halloween's becoming more and more prevalent each year that goes by. Yeah. Anyway, it's definitely like a bit of a time for retail to make sales. You know, if there's any kind of a calendar event that they can push sales for things, they'll do it. So fair play. But yeah, so this rising structure that I have drawn in, it's a bit of a darker gray because the influence it has, you know, arguably may not be as strong as the other structure that's currently breaking. So yeah, this rising wedge has broken. You know, we've dipped out of it right now. We'll see how low it takes us from this this uptrend here that we've had. There was another rising wedge that we recently broke. I've since deleted that wedge because it's already played out, which was this one. So yeah, you know, we're looking at very small time frame head and shoulders right now. So if you take this as the left shoulder and you draw in the head there, and then we're pulling in a right shoulder here. So that's just based off this uptrend here, this brief move here. So we could see like a reversal of this overall move here, and pulling back. So where do we pull back to? You can take a measure on that from the low to the high with a Fibonacci retracement. So if we are retracing our steps back to this low from the high, we find support on the 382 at $16,300. You see a retest of 16,144 with a 50 as the 50% retracement, the 0.5 fib level. And then the golden pocket, the golden Fibonacci level is pretty much sitting on 16,000. So that golden pocket being the 0.618 and 0.65 fib range. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is the golden pocket only. And you can see that sort of lines up with a retest of this high, an SR flip of, say, this low and this high here, if price was to fall and find support at that level. You know, just, you know, a little bit beyond 16K of a retest there. So if you see that on the cards, like this area could be an opportunity to trade a short position as we, like, you know, potentially lose, you know, this current price level. But obviously not financial advice. And you can, you know, any position you get into where you're not totally sure, you know, you just adjust your, you know, utilize the stop loss. A stop loss is a great tool if you're not totally certain of where things are headed, right? And that should always be the case. No one should ever be 100% certain. You always have to give credence or give respect to, you know, the opposite of what your outlook is. All right, and delete that. So if we look at, so this line here is just a pivot line that I have, this lighter blue, based off that point there. And we have a pivot here too. So those are two major pivots that may provide support if we do correct off this recent up move. We're currently resting on this pivot here, which is a test of this and this one here. I haven't got it drawn in. Maybe I should just add a line in there for good measure, right? Let's put that in. Okay, make it blue as well, so you can see it. So that is, yeah, that's currently the support, the line of support we're sitting on. I don't know if we'll get much revelation today because it is a Sunday. Or you guys will be heading into your Sunday soon, in about less than 6 hours. So yeah, that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Just keeping an eye on all these lines of support and resistance and seeing if they're like what breaks. I would be surprised if we break this before Monday, this resistance line. I'm going to make it a little bit bolder just so it stands out. And yeah, Kevin, great segue. I'm going to open up the Doge chart and let's have a look at that. All right, Dogecoin. Let me go to my top 20 list here. So we've got the 9 cent level, very deep line in the sand there, causing resistance for months. Like we were under it for like a few months here since June, basically. The June low got set in. This is where Bitcoin went down to 17.6 for the first time in a long time, and Doge pulled in basically a 7-cent low. And the extreme low for the year so far has been like a touch under 5 cents. We'll call it 5 cents basically. But yeah, the 7-cent mark, I'm going to draw that out because that seems to be our like middle of the road of this range that we've been trading in. And obviously we've had a lot of action or pretty interesting activity outside of the range since then, but just gonna lock that in. We'll make it a dark gray dotted line there just so we can follow it. I might lighten this line up a bit just so that we can see it and follow it a bit better. There we go. So that's essentially, that is the range that we're dealing with. There is a trend line that's rising on Dogecoin as well. And yeah, Clive, good point. Everyone's sort of hanging on and hoping, are we going to get another Elon Musk tweet? It seems to be a pretty, that the Elon, I like to call it the Musk effect. The Musk effect is still a thing. We did see it, in a big way on this side of the all-time high. The Elon Musk tweets were having a big effect. And then, they started to fade. Each tweet, the effect wore off. And then, eventually a tweet about Doge was only pulling in like 5% and it only lasted for like an hour. So yeah, the effect definitely wore off. And he hasn't really done much, hasn't really said much about Doge pretty much through all of this area. Like he's been quiet, I would say. But just recently, with the news about Twitter, Elon Musk purchasing Twitter, that caused this massive run up. And then if we go and check out his Twitter page, he did post a picture of his dog, which is a Shiba Inu, the breed of dog that Doge is based off, right? And he was wearing a Twitter shirt, so that was cute. But hey, I think the Musk effect, it's still there, and I think it's gonna keep that community ambitious, I think. God, he tweets so much. Let me just see if I can find the Doge tweet. I mean, he said nothing about Dogecoin. It was just a picture of his dog, right? So it's like a gray area. He's like playing on the edge of it. It's not like direct manipulation, but it's subtle. Let me see. So much. Let me bring it over so you can see what I'm looking at. When was it anyway? It was like November. Like the 1st of November? Yeah, the 1st of November. Wow, there's a lot to get through. Sorry about that. I'll find it. I wish you could search tweets by date. That would be good. Bear with me. Whoa, what was that? Queen Caroline, the risk-loving 29-year-old embroiled in FTX collapse, right. FTX losing Over $1 billion of client funds. Senators calling for the FTC to investigate Twitter. Yeah, 100%. Turning a blind eye. Let's get the this old thing. Does anyone know how to search by date? Let me read the comments. He's been intentionally not mentioning Doge to keep it out of the hate storm directed at you. Yeah, I would agree with that. November 15th, we're getting there. He's a very busy Twitter man. He loves his tweets. But yeah, it's good to see him post more about his real world things like his SpaceX ventures, and you know, you get a little bit of Tesla here and there. But yeah, obviously his primary focus lately has been Twitter. November 11. So we're looking for that kick around. Here we go. Now we're hitting the single digits, so November 8th. I'm probably searching the wrong way, like I'm looking at replies as well, which is making this list really long. Sorry about that. Bear with me. We'll find it. The main reason I'm scrolling to it, I want to see the exact date and time so that I can show you the effect that it has. Okay, 4th of November. This is making me dizzy. Here we go. Now we're approaching the 1st. It may have been late October even. I think it was, yeah, here we go. There it is. It was a Halloween post, that's right. So November 1 at 2:17 p.m. my time. We get this. 2:17 p.m. 1st of November. Now I should have enough candle history to go to that point in time. 2:17 p.m. November the 1st. So 14:17. Pretty much this green candle here was that picture. That picture caused that final push to almost pull in 16-cent Doge. So yes, there is still an effect. Everything leading up to that was just the Twitter excitement, right? Elon Musk buying Twitter, owning Twitter. And then we had this nice like scoop back down and then a push up again. So where were we before he tweeted that picture? It was looking more something like this. So yeah, it was growing anyway. We were getting higher lows. There seemed to be some kind of like recovery on the way anyway. And then his tweet came out, bang. And then we got that 16 cents almost. So, and then ever since then, it's been correction. And we're back into our range between 9 cents and 5 cents. Finding beautiful support off 7 cents. So you could call that our current Dogecoin like major support that we're dealing with. You know, the more macro is this trend line. Let me go out to the daily chart just to get a more macro perspective on things. So yeah, this you know, the yearly low being here and then our second low being higher, which is awesome. So that's a good sign. You know, that's a break in structure of pulling in low after low after low after low after low. You know what I mean? So that's much like Bitcoin was doing that before the FTX collapse. Bitcoin was doing that same thing. It had that increasing low that everyone was getting optimistic about, you know. And if we go back to here, remember that the FTX bombshell came out on, for me it was a Monday. It was pretty much like around here. there were already hints of it, with CZ announcing that he was starting to liquidate his FTT, or Binance's FTT. So yeah, we saw this, this weak sort of slow bleed starting to happen over the the Saturday, Sunday. The bombshell hits, and then yeah, we collapse down to a new low, and we're still dealing with the fallout from that news, right? And the whole contagion word, like the FUD, that has been thick and rife in social media, and it's not unwarranted. It's certainly informative, and it's real life. Like, it's not fake. It's not fake news by any means. But you can see there is like an impact when something bad happens, like the FTX collapse, right? Social media get on there and they ramp it up. They ramp up the fear and the drama. And I think it is a positive thing. Because when you have an effect play out in the market, you want the biggest volatility off that. So if something bad happens and you've got, YouTube, Twitter, like influencers really ramping up the drama and highlighting it, we're getting more of an effect out of that move. So if they were totally neutral and, and there was no like buzz or hype about it, we wouldn't be getting these nice cheap prices. So the fact that we're pulling in cheaper crypto is awesome. Like, it's an opportunity, right? That's the way you should look at it, basically. Much the same in a bull market, you'll get, you're going to get all the moon boys coming back out on YouTube. People will be leaving their jobs at McDonald's and getting back onto becoming crypto influencers. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that it's just a part of the cycle that is typical, right? Typical of a bull market, typical of a bear market. So at the moment, get with the program. The name of the game is fear and uncertainty and capitulation. So fair play to those who want to bask in that. But hey, I'm still highlighting the opportunity. I think that's where my focus has been. I'm not one of the people calling for $3,000 Bitcoin. I think that's ridiculous. 10,000 is a stretch still, I believe too. I think 14K is more realistic. Even if we get that, if the economy starts turning around and we get a positive inflation news, right? So like a pullback on inflation and a reduction in interest rates, I think it's going to be pretty hard for Bitcoin to see lower prices from here. But we've still got the unknowns at play. So that's Grayscale and Genesis. So whatever results out of that, if it's negative, then maybe that's what catalyzes a move down to 14,000, 12,000, or even 10 if we're lucky. So yeah, that's my stance on it. I don't have a bias in either. Like, yes, I'm in a long trade. I'm building along. I'm happy for price to go in either direction at this point. Like, if it goes lower, I'll buy more. If it goes up and starts recovering, then the show is on the road, and that's cool too. There's that's pretty much how you have to. I think, in my opinion, that's the view, the approach you have to have in markets is have the understanding that things could go in either direction, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future, right? We can only forecast and project. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's me in a nutshell. That's how I am looking at Bitcoin. So yeah, trying to keep it real, trying to keep it level-headed. We're not making all-time highs this year, that's for sure. Are we even going to pull in 25K this year? I doubt it. I highly doubt that. But hey, if we get back above 17 or 18 before the end of December, that's possible. that's a possibility, right? But yeah, like I said, those factors are what needs to be considered. So, it seems to be like first off, inflation, right? Let me type it out. These are the factors that we need to look at. It's four, I guess. So, inflation being top of the list, right? Interest rates being secondary to inflation because it's a reaction to that, right? We saw that inflation came down a lot, so now they're proposing only a 50 basis point hike. So it's a reaction to inflation. Now, third to that, I would say would be Grayscale or maybe Genesis, whichever is the bigger player here, if I can type properly. So I think that's how Genesis spell their name. And then we've got Grayscale. Or is it AY? I don't know. Anyway, those are the factors. Those are the big four for me that are gonna. Okay, it's an E, Genesis, and then Grayscale is AY, not EY. Okay, cool. Yeah, these are the factors. Major factors influencing sentiment at this point in time, right? And obviously these factors differ for Dogecoin. A major factor influencing sentiment on Doge is when Elon Musk tweets, which is hilarious. But it's a thing. It's real. It's an actual effect, right? So yeah, good news for Elon Musk is good news for Dogecoin. And recently there was someone proposed that they thought that he was, he sort of hinted at or had the theory that Elon Musk and Vitalik Buterin of Ethereum would be working together to make improvements to Doge and the Doge blockchain. So that's kind of exciting. That caused a little bit of a spike in the last couple of days. And we got prices back above 9 cents again. But yeah, it's like we've leveled up with Doge. Like we were dealing with a 5 cent floor, and now we're dealing with a 7 cent floor. It's like we've just bumped up that level there for the time being. All right, that pretty much covers Bitcoin and Doge, the two things that people seem to be most focused on or interested in this community. So let me have a look at Matic, because I think Matic has a lot of promise moving into the next part of the cycle. Fundamentally, they've got a lot of partnerships and deals going on, and I think Matic has a lot of potential to make some awesome returns. That's kind of the feeling I get with Matic. And the awesome thing is it got discounted heavily thanks to the FTX drawdown, right? But yeah, I feel like Matic is definitely one to watch going into the next cycle. Even Solana. So we know that FTX held a hell of a lot of Solana. They probably propped up the value of it. And I think it was 10 to 15% was the impact they had, or the holding they had rather. And yeah, we were trading much the same as Dogecoin and Bitcoin. It found a range that we seemed to we were creating some kind of a floor, right? And then yeah, we're definitely way down. We're outside of that range now. And I think these are some great discounts on Solana long term. Could be wrong. It's not financial advice, but this is just, just my kind of take on it. And yeah, Matic, similar again. It was trading in a range. It actually had a better recovery off that June drawdown than, say, Dogecoin, Solana, and Bitcoin, right? It actually rallied up beautifully off that low, pulled in 231% returns off that low, and established a floor up here. Like, we got this nice floor up here, which we are still above on Matic. So currently trading at 84 cents. That's yeah, it's a sign that this is a pretty trusted and like you know, exciting project moving into the next part of the cycle. So that's Matic and Solana. Let's look at, yeah, XRP. XRP, similar to the others, had a range that it got stuck in ever since that Bitcoin pushed down to 17.6. You know, every alt basically found a new low, and you know, after the recovery off that low produced the high side. So, you know, thus getting stuck in a range, and then, you know, some positive news about like developments with the court case, that kind of thing, against the SEC. We popped outside of the range and started using it as support. But then, yeah, the whole FTX thing, it hit everything FTX, and it you know, we're very much down back in the range. But if you can see where we found support, and that's at you know, comfortably finding support above the bottom of the range. Actually, the wicks didn't even touch the bottom. But that's cool. That's good for XRP. You can see where we found resistance, right? At similar pivot points to what we were hitting in the previously. So support, and now we've got a hit of resistance that we've pulled in the last couple of days. So yeah, XRP is range bound. You know, look to Bitcoin for its next major move, its macro direction, and maybe that's what picks XRP out of this range, as well as Doge, to get back above 9 cents and gun back toward, you know, the highs that it pulled in. But yeah, that's XRP. That's how I see it at the moment. Everything on a lower time frame is secondary to that. So the daily, obviously, the macro view, the 4 hour, you know, we've just hit resistance and we're correcting off that recent upward thrust. And yeah, you know the deal. Zooming down in to the micro charts, the scalping charts. So let's, yeah, no worries, Kev. I'll have a look at ADA, Cardano. All right, let's go to the macro, the daily. And wow, is Cardano on a downtrend still? It's pretty crazy. This to me is money. Like, seeing this correct so heavy and not show any signs of like you know, rallying out of this excites me, like, for long term, because, you know, we all know that Cardano has been around for a hell of a long time. It's one of the DOGE cryptos, and you know, it's got at least on this chart we've got price history going back to 2018, which is a long time in crypto terms. But you know, by no means has the Cardano project broken. It's just that, like, I mean, I haven't done fundamental research on why it hasn't maintained support, but I'm sure there's an explanation out there. Maybe by next stream I'll have an explanation as to why ADA hasn't maintained the floor that it pulled in. It seems to be acting or behaving a lot more like Bitcoin, you know. But yeah, not a hell of a lot of macro upside just yet. but it's definitely on a discount off the all-time high. Let's see what we're pulling in. Basically, it's already hit a 90% retracement off the all-time high. So if 90% off doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. Maybe 99%. But yeah, 90% off that's quite the sale. And you know, unless I'm mistaken, I think Cardano still has a future. So there's even been some announcements recently about a stable coin that they're going to be bringing out, and a privacy coin, or you know, a blockchain that has a privacy element to it called Midnight. So do a bit of research on that, because that's kind of exciting as well. Let me see if I can bring up CoinDesk. This is a good place to source news for crypto, right? So that's good. November 25th, a couple of days ago, Binance allocates another $1 billion toward its recovery fund. So that's basically in reaction to the FTX crash. Let's see, I want to see if ADA has made the headlines. This is the live wire, so this is like how you get the most recent up-to-date information. Big news stories, basically. All right, won't be a second. All right, so we've got, just going to read up these headlines. Major Canadian crypto exchange CoinSquare says client data breached. Well, that's not good. Crypto exchange Huobi denies rumors it will merge with Poloniex. Okay, that's kind of neutral. Like, maybe that was bullish for those central exchanges, but I don't think that's going to have much of an effect on price of crypto as a whole. US state regulators investigating crypto trading firm Genesis Global Capital. So that's the one that's under the microscope at the moment. And we've got crypto exchange Binance delist Serum trading pairs. Okay, I read that last night. That's cool. There might not be the hints of what's happening with Cardano. Let me show you where I found that information. It was on a video that was only put out like a few hours ago. So I'll share that with you guys. One second. So this guy, this channel, by the way, is
the news stories rock.
Excellent for fundamental like things and news and excitement, right? Here you go. Bring this up here. It's this video here. So 5 news stories rocking crypto this week. We've got ADA, Matic, and Bitcoin, right? So he talks about, you know, what Cardano has in store for 2023 and what they plan on doing. So check it out. This is another really good channel. These guys were basically on Binance. These guys were on Sam Bankman-Fried's case before anyone. They were suspicious. They were making videos about FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried before anything happened. So that tells me that they know what's happening. They know what's going on. It's definitely a channel worth checking out. And let me just see if I go back down here. Yeah, this video here.
Today
why I think Sam Bankman-Fried is a fake. And this came in, what date was this uploaded? The 23rd of October. Let's go find out what date that is on the chart here. 23rd of October. Yeah. So by no means was anyone thinking about the collapse of FTX here, right? This is when they released that video. So to me, that's like, they have their finger on the pulse. They know what they're talking about. And the cool thing is they're big advocates, and you know, they're hugely into their Bitcoin. check out these videos, myths about Bitcoin, because everyone loves to try and like break Bitcoin down and suggest that it's worth nothing and that it's backed by nothing, and that's all bullshit if you ask me. It's definitely has value. Look into it, do your own research, but let me find something that covers that. I mean, when you compare it with gold, fiat, with all of these categories, so scarcity, divisibility, portability, censorship resistance, durability, verifiable, like, can you verify it, and an established history, it wins out in a lot of these categories. It's got a lot of checks. It checks out, right? Gold, the scarcity and the durability is good. It's stood the test of time. It's got a huge established history, right? Gold's been around for, we've been fascinated by gold for thousands of years. So fiat currencies come and go, and that's proven, right? So, and the world is run off fiat, which is crazy. And to think that Bitcoin, with all of this going for it, is a joke is mind-boggling, right? Like, the people that run this system, this fiat system, obviously they've got the control. They're the ones writing the policy, and we have to play by their rules. And this is a big threat to it at the moment. But hey, it's not banned. Bitcoin's not banned. Even governments of the world are invested into Bitcoin. Even the US government holds a huge amount of Bitcoin. So I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere. The thing that's under threat right now is centralized exchanges. That's the only thing that's getting shook right now. It's not Bitcoin itself. Like, Bitcoin's fine. Other cryptocurrencies, so altcoins, yeah, maybe they've got a bit of a less solid future because of the SEC, right? There's a threat to their existence as commodities. If they're deemed to be a security, that means the SEC can come in and regulate the hell out of them, and their development could be basically affected. So the funding of them, like what they do with the funds, the SEC will have direct oversight and control and policy over that. So that's my understanding anyway. I may be a bit off with that, so if anyone wants to correct me, chime in. Just comment in the comment section here and correct me if I'm wrong. Happy to be corrected if I am wrong, because don't want to spread too much inaccurate opinion. But that's my opinion. That's my sort of like take, my layman's terms take on it. Let me catch up on some of these comments here. By the way, Serrano in the comments, he does he knows his stuff. I know Serrano from back in 2018 is when I first came across him. We came up through a different Discord community, which was off a YouTube channel called Sniper's Tube, and that channel is still around. It's just under a different name now, and it's run by a guy called Naeem Alabadi, I think, or Alababy. Can't remember his name exactly, but yeah, maybe have a look at his channel. But I'm not part of that community, nor is Serrano anymore. And then yeah, we sort of lost touch for a while there, and I came across him again in Tame's Discord, so that was cool. We're always on the lookout. What seems to be that he is, but I am as well. Like, I was trying to get back into some kind of group to see just to touch base with people and talk about crypto and get a feel for what's happening in the markets. And here we are. My channel's been active as of, or it's been up. Created it in late April last year, so it's been about a year and a half now, approaching 2 years. This channel, so maybe I'll hold like a second birthday for my channel. We'll do like a second birthday stream or something. But that's coming up. 420 day basically is the birthday of this channel. Let me just go to the about section on my page here a second, because I am curious to see what the actual date was. Here we go. April 20th, 2021. So it's been awesome so far. It's exciting to see the channel has grown, especially in that first year. And there was a period where I wasn't doing any streaming or YouTube for that matter, and it went flat for a while. But I'm back now, and I can't help but see the opportunity again in the crypto space, for the fact that we've retraced really heavy, and there's many indications that we are approaching a floor, like a bottom. I'm not going to name any prices, like it's because that would be a complete guess, and I could be wrong, right? So, but I think time wise, I think we're on track to be, within 2 to 4 months, if not already, to the floor or the bottom, right, of Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. So yeah, if not this year, then early, say Q1 next year, I think we'll have our floor in for Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. What I might do, I'm going to jump into my own Discord channel, and if you haven't joined, feel free to join. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are watching right now are already part of this channel anyway. There's 23 of you there, so that's cool. I'm going to chuck up a link just in case those who are tuned in that don't have a link to my Discord can see it. Let me just hop into the voice channel, and I'm going to put in I'm going to copy out the link to it, and I'll put it up in the chat, pin it there. So jump on in if you want, no pressure. There we go. I've pinned the link to the voice channel that I'm in. Serrano, what's happening, dude? Good evening to you, sir. If you can hear me. Hopefully my my Discord mic is working.
Oh, you got me push to talk required.
Oh, let me change that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, actually, yeah. Just give me a cool colored name real fast.
A cool colored name. All right. What color do you like?
Yeah. Black, like my heart.
Oh, how do I see? I'm not a Discord expert
pink.
here.
I like pink.
Do I go into profile?
You could right click my name, go down to the bottom of it to the
Oh, roles? Yeah,
roll.
I see.
Yeah. There's probably 20 roles already made.
Open mic. There you go. You got a green name for now.
Oh.
I guess I'd have to go into the settings and create a new role and call it, and then have it as a black name, and then yada yada yada. Let me
label it rotten pepper.
server settings maybe, and then like roles. Yeah, I found it. Create role. New role name. What did you want to call it?
Rotten.
Rotten. So just rotten. Yeah, that's fair enough. Let me color picker, pure black.
Oh, or pink, or bright pink.
Bright pink. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
not a problem.
I want to look. I want to
You
look
wanna
cute.
you wanna look sassy? Yeah.
Yeah, very.
All right. I'll go in and dial in like all the other elements to it, but for now, this is just to get your name colored, I suppose.
Yes.
So when you have multiple roles, like what takes the driver's seat for your color of your name?
Whatever is on the top. So if you create a
Oh,
role, it'll be on the bottom, and then if you have to like either move it up or give it a better permission than
uh-huh.
XYZ.
Right, okay. Okay. Um,
Oh,
this is the runner. Yeah, okay. I think because you're on invisible, I can't see if it's had an effect on you. If you just type something in general, I'll be able to see if it changes color. Yeah, okay, so it's green right now. What is that? That little got like a little leaf thing.
it
Oh, I'm
means you're
new
new.
here. Ah, yeah, okay, cool. Good.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
all.
I don't know how to
That's all
change
changed.
the
Yeah, don't worry about it, dude.
yeah, we'll do it later. That's all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, did you hear much about that ADA or Cardano stuff?
Cardano. What about
Cardano.
it? What they do? The stable coin they're gonna do?
Yeah. I think it's
It's
called like
supposed to.
D. It sounds like DGen, but it's like
Yeah,
DJed.
It's like DJEN, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
read. I like skimmed and like the first article that came on. I skimmed the first article that came out about it, so it looked
Hmm.
like it was something. I mean, from what I remember, it sounded like it's supposed to be backed, so that's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's supposed to be a collateral based one, not a algorithm. It's supposed to be like Tether, not like Luna.
Okay.
So
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I gathered. But it's like
Right.
it's like this, right? Who the fuck's gonna use it? Like no one really uses Cardano. I mean,
Right.
like
Yeah,
they
I
have.
was earlier in the stream. I was trying to understand like why has Cardano bled out the way it has. Right in this bear market, it's just pulling in lower lows, and
Well,
there's
it's
fuck all
it shows.
rallies for lack of excuse the French.
I mean, what else do you say? Sometimes you gotta
Mm,
drop her.
yeah, that's it.
But like it has potential, right? Like any layer one that has a good person, a face to blame.
Yeah.
So you can blame Charles, and
Hmm.
Charles is but he just went to some committee, Senate committee for whatever in the U.S. like what 3-4 months ago, maybe a month ago. So he was or in front of Congress. I can't remember what he pretty much just did what SBF did before SBF got in
Right.
trouble.
Okay. So like kind of like what do they call it?
Go talk to
Lobby?
the
Is it
government.
lobbying? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. To give your word, give your thoughts to the government to try to get them to
Yeah.
do things.
Yeah. Yeah. So I found it. There's a website called Bitcoinist. You've probably heard of that. Cardano to launch privacy-focused blockchain called Midnight. Codename Midnight.
Oh yeah,
Have you
midnight.
heard of that? Yeah.
I mean, I saw it. Like I hold it, so and I
Mm.
stake it. Like
Yeah.
I hold it. I have a lot of stuff, right? But I
Mm.
bought it a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's just been chilling there, sitting around. Something happens to it, cool. Something doesn't.
That's
Eh,
cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I just I like I like Charles more than anything,
Yeah.
but I don't. I think they made it too difficult to build on their platform, and
Hmm.
then they made like a they made like a mechanism to where you could take your project from Ethereum and port it over to Cardano in a
Right.
seamless fashion, but like nobody did it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like
That would
nobody
suck,
used it.
man. Like, imagine
Yeah,
working months and months on something and putting all this effort in and just it fucking doesn't take off. Oh,
yeah. I don't. I think they're
yeah.
supposed to have their next like. There might have been a delay in Voltaire or whatever their next, like how Ethereum has its crap. I don't know if I think they call them forks or updates, whatever. I don't know if Voltaire came out on time or maybe it was late. I can't remember, but there was something about that recently. Maybe that might have been a month ago, actually, to be honest.
When you said, I don't know what they got coming out, that reminds me of this website, CoinMarketCalendar.
CoinMarketCalendar.
Yeah, it sort of shows and you can search by exchange. So if you're only on, say, Coinbase, for example, you can filter every other crypto out that's not on Coinbase, so that you can sort of focus in. But yeah,
that was the ICO.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's where we hunted the ICOs on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, you've got things that are still like AdaSwap. I don't know if that's anything to do with Cardano, but they've got a mainnet launch on the 28th. It doesn't seem like much is happening on the ADA charts, so maybe it's not.
That was another thing that was a big fail, was their DeFi platform, Sunday Swap.
Right. Yeah, poor old Cardano. Who's the XLM person? Is that Brad Garlinghouse? XLM?
No.
Stellar Lumens? Jed Caleb. McCaleb or something? McCaleb. Right, yeah.
Yeah, McCaleb.
So who's Garlinghouse? That's Ripple, right?
Garlinghouse, Brad is
Ripple, yeah.
Brad's Ripple. Brian Armstrong is Brad is Ripple. Brian Armstrong is Coinbase. There it is. All right.
Ah, yes, that's right. Yeah. Coinbase being a central exchange, Ripple being an actual cryptocurrency project, I guess.
I wouldn't call it crypto.
yeah, right.
they serve a purpose, right?
Yeah.
And they've never hid behind the crypto veil to be known as a crypto. They've always been a project for the banks, more or less by the banks, to help the banks and or big institutions get into the game. So at least they've never shied away from it. But for them, I mean, I'm pretty sure Jed is out of Ripple because he was one of the original boys over there. So I'm almost positive he doesn't have any more Ripple to sell. So that's positive.
Yeah, that's good.
And as it sits right now, if you're not rooting for Ripple, then you're just not rooting for crypto, because we want them to win the SEC case.
Exactly. We just want to prove that projects can't get pushed around by SEC. And we want to prove that you can win against, a case against them, even if it takes 4 years. Well, this one's been in play since late 2020. I think late 2020 is when they first when they first hit Ripple
or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was up to almost $1.50 at the end of DeFi summer 2020.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think it was roughly, I want to say November or October, but let them fight. Dude, they could fight for, well, hopefully they don't fight that long, but let them fight for 10 years. As long as they don't stop fighting, that's all. I mean, preferably, preferably it happens in the next, 6 months to a year, because what other positive catalyst is sitting here around that there's to look at? I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
We're waiting to see what happens with Barry and Grayscale and Genesis. What's going to happen with them? What, $2 billion? They have a $2 billion loan out right now, I think. They finally admitted to.
Well,
$2 billion. No,
man, I wish them all the best, because I just don't want another delay in the market, which would happen if they fully collapse. But if they do get the second chance that they're looking for, to fix everything up and stay afloat, hopefully it teaches them to run things a bit better. It's like a wake-up call to the whole industry, get your shit together, because when in a bear market, the bullshit, the bullshit doesn't stand, and you get screwed over. By the way, Theta
People,
Theta Network has a mainnet launch on the 1st of December. That's coming up pretty quick. Baby Dogecoin. There's a burn.
Theta.
Anyway, yeah. What's that saying about when the tide goes out, you see who doesn't have their pants on or some shit like that? Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know. I like
yeah.
it.
There's a saying about that. I think it might have been old mate Warren Buffett. When the Let me Google it, and then I might be able to find the exact saying or phrase. When the tide goes
It's
out.
when the tide goes out that you learn who has been swimming naked.
Yeah, that's it. Something like that. It's great. So FTX was swimming naked the whole time.
Oh, dude, they were all of them. The whole 10-man crew in one house, one pool, one girl.
Yeah, that's it. One girl, one exchange,
One girl to rule them all.
many frauds. Oh god. Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked. Yeah, that should be a freaking I'm gonna make that like a thumbnail for my next stream, maybe. Probably a bit late because the whole FTX drama is already wrapped up, but yeah, it still applies. It still applies to Genesis and Grayscale, I suppose. But yeah, let's save that in. Got all my memes and things in here.
Ew, what a gross close.
Yeah, so we just had we had the daily close 25 minutes ago.
And daily and the weekly.
Let's see. Oh yeah, the weekly. Right.
3 gnarly reds in a row for the weekly. Let's go to
Yeah.
regular candles. Oh no, okay. Well, no. So
Daily's
now
been
we
just
got
It's been like
weekly
retracement.
weekly doji printed. I mean, okay, so if like there's a strong weekly this week, right, which is always possible,
Yep.
could form a candle pattern that is bullish, right? You get that same height, same length shite on this week that's cometh.
Yep.
That's a reversal candle pattern. Can't remember what it's called, but it's one of them.
Yeah.
Still pretty hideous, to be honest. But
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is, check it out. This is the weekly, right? This is the FTX collapse week. Huge red weekly candle, but where that week closed, we've somewhat held that level. So this week, it's coming up as still half an hour to go for some. Oh no, wait, no, we're into the new
half
week.
an hour in,
Yeah, half an hour in. Sorry, yeah. So, yeah, damn. All right, we're still okay.
It's not. Yeah. This, like I just said, like this could 100% be one of those. I can't remember what this reversal pattern is called, but it's called something.
Yeah.
I think and they're all they have the same low or the same close, whatever.
Close and opens. Yep. Same close and opens. Like, yeah. So as long as we're not getting close and opens on the weekly, like below the close of the FTX week, then we're looking okay. Yes, there's activity that can happen below, but it's all about them. Yeah, the weekly close and opens.
You don't want gnarly wicks, but in grand scheme of things, wicks don't really matter.
Yeah,
obviously
exactly.
You want the bottom of the candle to have a better wick because that's buy pressure, right? Or buys is bottom wicks, tops or sells, something like that.
Yep. If you go back and look at other like major pivot points, lots of bottom wicks, right? Yeah. Indicative of buying pressure and excitement and demand at that level. Right. Here as well, couple of weeks where the wicks were freaking long as hell, and then we got like a nice rally up. And then obviously same on the top side when you get a huge weekly wick on the top. Showing like the selling pressure, the resistance. That's like a hint.
There's one right there in between May and March or April.
Oh, yep, at April, yeah.
So there's a top.
There's a top there,
same for a bottom.
Yeah.
So that'd be perfect. And obviously it gets reversed. Red candle into green, into doji, into green candle.
Yep. Yeah. That's like a gravestone or an inverted
Yeah.
hammer there. Hey, that one pointing upside
Hey.
down. Yeah.
Inverted hammers are cool.
Yeah.
Look at that wick on that hammer, though. Good.
It's crazy.
Handle.
This
Handle
was
on that hammer.
this whole area here was the Ukraine-Russia situation.
Oh,
The breakout of that, the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, caused all of this market uncertainty and chop, as well as interest rates starting to go up as of the start of 2022.
Yeah, that's November. Yeah, end of November. Yeah, was the interest rates.
Yeah.
We have inflation. Thanks for telling us 2 years later, bud.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But let's get back down to the daily. Yeah, at least the momentum, the savage momentum that we've just come off the back of has slowed down and we've stabilized. We're squeezing like crazy. And it's just, it's on the table. Like, are we going to pop out downside or upside? That's the big question. And I think back to those factors that I was talking about, you got inflation, interest rates, grayscale, Genesis. Those four factors are going to be big. They're big, influential, things to look at, and I think those are going to be what create the catalyst for a move out of this squeeze, kind of thing.
I don't think that it will. It might not be what we air quotes want, but it should definitely get us back up into going after 20K again, which 20K is just giant, like no-go zone as it sits right now. Yeah. Unless, of course, like you said, Barry and DCG and Genesis trading or whatever, they get nuked in the next week, 2 weeks, but that also lines up with. I do think that we will have a softening by the Fed, and they're going to go half a point instead of 3/4.
Yep.
So that will be that will pump legacy, and legacy pumps. Without more bad news, which of course could be what we just said, DCG and Barry. Yeah. With that staying neutral, you get a little blasty blast. Yeah. If it's bad news bears there, then see you at 13 something to 14 something. Go to that range and see what happens.
Yep.
But overall, though, if you look at it, pretty strong.
Yeah.
For a major exchange stealing everything.
Going down. Money. Yeah. Yeah. Like, see, I think there were two currents. Like, if you think of it like, being out in the ocean with currents or in a river, you had the FTX current influence really strong down. Yeah. But then you had the positive inflation figures with, inflation going down and that was causing an up current. So I feel like it softened the bloodshed. If we didn't have that,
100%.
If it was neutral or bad, then this collapse would have been more severe, I feel. Like,
100%.
Yeah. So we got supported. Yeah.
Legacy came in and saved Thanksgiving so far, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's it. So
SBF tried to ruin it with a vegan turkey, and Legacy came in, smacked him up, put a little real gravy on the plate.
Yeah. So crypto fundamentals, like talking about Genesis and Grayscale, right? Like, if they come out either neutral or no change or positive, that's a good thing, right? It's either, okay, let's say Grayscale and Genesis, we don't get any developments in the next 7 days. That's neutral, so sideways. But moving in toward December, if with the inflation likely to be down, that's the forecast anyway, and the interest rate softening, like they're still hawkish, but if it's an easing, that's going to create positive impact. So I think either more sideways, if not up. But yeah, if we get it down, if Genesis and Grayscale, if shit hits the fan with them, there's going to be a push down. But the Fed stuff, if that's positive, which we're sort of expecting, right? It's an up, so it's like they almost cancel each other out a little bit, and it might soften the hit down that we get.
might go check out
Yeah.
15. What was it?
Yeah.
15.5, 15.6 again,
Yeah.
which is
Or even
just
4.
under 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that if Barry Silbert and the crew, because they're all the same company, right? Genesis is a subsidiary of Grayscale, whatever.
Right.
If that happens, that is bad news bears for crypto because of who invests in Grayscale products, right? That's not your everyday crypto trader. If you're trading GBTC, you're a legacy trader for the most part, or you have some guy that invests your money for you in the traditional stock market. So that goes down. You're not just getting hit by us little nerds hanging out in chat rooms on Discord. You're getting hit by people that are like going to Wachovia Bank and BVVA and Wells Fargo, and they're not going there by Stagecoach. You know what I mean? They're going there pretty pissed off.
Yeah.
So that,
no doubt.
And then I think the premium or the discount on GBTC is like had a record of like almost 50%. I want to say 44% discount. On the bright side, Kathy Wood bought a bunch of it. She'll save us.
Yeah.
She's she's the most smartest person in the world, or she's gonna be the dumbest.
Right. Well, she was wrong about Coinbase. I think she sold her Coinbase, and then Coinbase pumped like crazy, like a week later. It's like, damn.
She just bought more Coinbase.
But this, I'm referring to something that happened like probably like I don't know 5 months ago. Yeah, like a long time ago.
It was Tesla, right? Didn't she sell Tesla and then Tesla pumped after?
Yeah, maybe
something like that.
Yeah, anyway, she made a call on Coinbase that ended up being wrong, and everyone was like laughing at it. But yeah, that it happens, I suppose, with investing. Like you're not going to be right all the time. But check it out. So we had our 2019 high for Bitcoin, as we all know, $14,000. That's a pretty like heavy pivot off that level, $14,000. So if we do fall, and it's a dramatic fall, then expect to see at least some kind of slowing at 14,000 of that corrective move. That's what I see. There's, how much more money can you flush out of Bitcoin? Like, there's going to be no one left. You know what I mean? Like, who in their right mind would bring their hard-earned crypto, like Bitcoin, onto a central exchange to sell it all off to just the market at these prices? You'd be an idiot, I think. Yeah. So all of the leverage most of the leverage seems to be unwound. FTX going down. It wasn't that dramatic. It was, what are we? We're only like $2,000 below the previous low. Something like that. Yeah, $2,120. Big whoop, FTX collapsed, caused a $2,000 drop in our previous low. If we drop again, another 2,150 or something, that takes us down to 13,300, 13,000-ish. So yeah, calling for $10,000 Bitcoin price. I don't know. It could happen. I'd be surprised if it happens. That's all. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers all the major stuff. As far as price and sentiment and altcoins, like the big exciting alts. I was gonna have a look at XLM. That's right, because we looked at XRP, and we found that was range bound. It'll let me change to XRP. There it is. So let's get a comparison. XRP, XLM seemingly like, they're like tandem skydivers. Yeah. So yeah, XLM, nothing crazy exciting has happened with XLM in the last 6 months, 12 months. Kind of like ADA in a way. But yeah, like I reckon like when XRP goes up dramatically, at least last year, when you saw XRP rallying at a certain time, XLM wasn't far behind it, doing a similar move.
Think of it as like your little brother that your mom makes you take out when you go out to the park.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's how I see it. They've got this weird relationship going, this tie in sentiment.
Yeah, it's been forever and always. They will get individual pumps based on, like what was it, the MoneyGram thing where
Yeah.
XLM took the MoneyGram contract from XRP or what, Hoot and Hot, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that Doge? Ugh.
Yeah, this is Doge. So, I was gonna say like another interesting. Well, I guess it's more of like a rivalry, Doge and Shiba, because Shiba came out and stole the thunder from Dogecoin a bit. Like unashamedly, they called it Shiba Inu coin. Like it's just so. It's like coming out with, what are those like cheap brands that compete with Sony, like Sanyo or something. Like when Sony was doing really well when it came out in the 90s, or it came out probably earlier than that, but like you had like
the TV brands.
Yeah, like things come out in competition that sound similar, but they're competing. It's like, yeah, that's how I see Shiba against Doge kind of thing. Yeah, it's kind of like the piggyback effect. They're piggybacking off the hype around that dog breed, that Shiba Inu.
Oh yeah. It's like 2017, 18, and everybody, all you had to do is make a coin and have bit in the name.
Yeah, exactly. What do you call it? Riding the coattails, right?
Yeah, riding the coattails.
Yeah.
Knockoffs, off-brand. Yeah, Frank.
Exactly. Frank. Yep. Olay, Lord Olay. Yeah. I reckon it's gonna be an interesting 2023. I'm excited.
Oh, definitely. Don't forget election year.
Yeah. The cool thing is, election year. The cool thing as well is we're paying attention when everyone's asleep right now. Even if this isn't the bottom and we get another drop, like we're looking at it. So yeah, it's not like we've slept on it like I did back in 2018, 2019. Right. I was kicking myself that I didn't take advantage of this or this COVID dip. I had money at the time too. I was like, and then obviously 2020. You look 2020 vision. Like the hindsight is 2020. You look back on it and go, fuck. But it's all happening again. We've retraced so heavy off the high, and you'd be a fool not to see the opportunity in the market doing what it's doing right now. Mic drop.
Yeah, it's not. Of course, it might not be over with, but it's something to just keep. It's something to keep watching, unless you think that crypto's just gone dead forever. I say they give it another run and go for it. They make too much money off of it, and it's easy money for them to make.
Oh yeah, dude. The people that drove Bitcoin up to 20K made a shit ton of money, right? They pushed it back down, most likely because leverage became a thing. And then there's no doubt they rebought here and pushed it up to 14K, made money here, and then there was all the uncertainty and everything. Probably you could see this as a whole big accumulation zone here. And then boom, they made a shit ton of money in this push here. Bought this dip, made a shit ton of money on this push. There is a massive correction here, massive sale. Why the hell would they not do it again? Why would they not hit that again? It's a massive opportunity to buy in before the next push up.
And if you go back to 2017, you have the same recipe almost.
Yeah, let me go to the BLX chart.
Government issues and just beginning of 18 is when the tax law changed for crypto, when it went from being taxed as like a property, like real estate. They moved it over to whatever the current is, and then added in the every trade is a taxable event that used to not exist. until
Yep.
18, which they pushed through fall of 17. Then you had CME and CBOE launch on the 17th and the 21st of December, somewhere around there. So that's futures for legacy traditional markets. And then you had the big SEC or CFTC hearing in February of 17. So it has like the same recipe. EOS was getting in trouble. Freaking, who else was getting in trouble? BitMEX was about to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. BitMEX, yeah.
Trouble till 19. I don't think they got in trouble till 19 actually.
I love that Twitter channel, BitMEX Wrecked, or I think it's called.
Wrecked.
Yeah, it's every time those major liquidations, you get a notification on that.
That was
look,
one fun troll box.
here's so obviously the green lines are your halvings, the red boxes are the bear markets. We're currently in one. This obviously could, some people are like, oh yeah, it's going to be like all of next year. We're going to be bearish the whole year. So that would bring it over to here. Like, do you really think there's going to be a bear market that lasts that long? I don't know. That's very bleak, and there's no evidence of that being the case, right? And you know why? Inflation is coming back down again. So, like, what makes you think that, what has to happen for the recession to just fucking, keep going out like that? And Bitcoin, not necessarily tied to, the legacy market to that degree, like where it won't have any kind of like, the next halving event. Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna stay negative for that long. So this is, Expectus talks about this, and he's right. Like, and it's not just Expectus. It's like, obviously, it's a very known thing. The 4-year cycle, halving every 4 years, bear market lasting about 12 months, which has been the case the last 2 times. We're at the 12-month mark now of this bear market.
If it rides the bottom of the bottom band, or if it rides the bottom band, what's that number at? Like,
of this arc here? It's at around 4.
Like next month, 14.
Yeah, I'm gonna dial right into it.
Let's see.
So we're currently at 16. If we hit the line, that's like at around 13.5 next month.
Give me a little wick below it. Just
a little wick below it. Yeah, like say 12.5,
right.
even
Okay, 12.
So 10's here, 10k.
Okay, 10's right there.
It's right the way down here. So
that's not wicks like that on a monthly chart. That's not bad. Have we ever got a wick under anywhere?
Nah, even the COVID drop was inside of this band, I guess. Just the way I have the band drawn out. So I've seen this band replicated a few times by other people, and they like cut the COVID drop and they bring out the arc like in a different fashion. But yeah, I don't know. I have it drawn out like this to incorporate that, to encompass that.
Gotcha.
Because if you start messing around with the points too much, you lose contact with the earlier activity back here. But yeah, these
you can't
be like a
too
decent.
Much, you're gonna run into like you just fitting it to kind of fit yourself.
Exactly. You're changing the goalpost too much. Yeah.
I think somebody puts out have you seen the rainbow one?
Yes. Yeah. And I've seen the meme for it that a rainbow has an up and a downside. Yeah, I've seen that. That's funny. Yeah.
I put it in general chat. If you
okay. Yeah.
I'm looking to Bitcoin. That's the rainbow one. I'm pretty sure they don't ever change it. Not sure, but pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's now open it up and have a look. Yeah, I see. Yeah. So we're in the fire sale sort of environment right now, or part of the rainbow section. Maximum bubble territory.
Definitely at the lowest that it's ever been, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe not the lowest, but probably I think it's the longest it's been in this whole area.
You know
with
what's
a
interesting? We never hit bubble territory in the previous market because we got that Wyckoff distribution. We got like a big old double top. If we had a blow off top, maybe that's where we would have hit that bubble territory.
agreed. We
Yeah,
definitely did not have the
a blow off
typical
top.
blow off top.
Yeah, yeah. It was an underperforming bull market. Yeah, in respect to the previous couple.
100%.
Yeah,
And about a month too soon.
yeah, yeah.
Roughly a
So,
month, give or take a week on each
mhm.
side.
Yeah, yeah.
But it should have 100% been roughly up into the 100K, 120, 130K range for the top. But,
Hmm.
I mean, you had the Fed tell us, hey, we are kind of, inflation sucks.
Yeah, that's it. Another a good Twitter page is what is it? Stock Money Lizards or something.
Talk money
They
lizards.
they post a lot of hopium, like a lot of like models and charts um,
Gotcha,
that are
gotcha.
like optimistic for the like this is a black swan one, right? The Mount Gox bear market,
Okay.
the Bitfinex hack bear market, the COVID-19 drop over there, and then we've just recently had the FTX black swan. But
What's
yeah, the
the
drawdowns
19?
of
What's
each
19?
bear market. Yeah. 2019. So that was our 2017 market high of 20k.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
And this is the 84% drop to the bottom.
Yeah.
So you can see the diminishing drop. We got 96, 86, 84, and we're now at 77. So I guess let me read this out.
Going
Bitcoin,
down.
we have indeed seen a real black swan event, the FTX bankruptcy. The history of Bitcoin is lined with such events, and the market will recover from it as it did in the past. Yeah, and it's not written here, but the suggestion is the higher in market cap Bitcoin gets, the less severe the bear market will be when it corrects. Because the bear market,
1 trillion to 3 trillion.
yeah,
Yeah.
the fall from the high back here, the market cap wasn't that large, right? What was it like? It was probably around $300 billion. So
I
it's going to cause a 96%
thir-
correction. Yeah.
13 was like the first, wasn't that billion? The first time we kind of
Um,
got near a billion.
let's see.
And then
Yeah, maybe these are. Wait, are these? Is that market cap on the
Gox,
side there?
I don't know
120,
what that
200,
is. I feel like
Looks like
Gox
it.
was getting into the millions, approaching a billion.
Yeah, maybe
13,
that's not market cap then. That's
and then
something
13
else.
was finally getting into the billions.
Hmm.
17 was definitely almost getting a trillion or getting a trillion, and we're at 3 trillion or right under or right over 3 trillion for 21, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's another
Which
one.
is crazy to
Interesting.
think of. It's gnarly.
I'm not sure
Okay,
what.
some hash.
So this is called a.
Are those hash ribbons?
Yeah, at the same time, RBGI is very close to
RBGI.
Switch. So whatever,
Huh.
it's some kind of oscillator. Um, so it's hinting at a possible flip here, Switch, and it's picked out bottoms before. Like it's got the 2018 low, the 2015 low, the 2012 low, which what follows after that is a nice rally off the back. Then there's other there's so many models posted on this stock money lizards.
Yeah.
Here's the DXY, the dollar major support levels. So we're currently at support 1. If we lose that, we've got support 2, which is at around 100. And then there's another one down here, support level 397. US dollar has clearly broken the upward trend. Now we see 2 more support zones further down. Not unlikely that these will be approached. A weakening US dollar is good for Bitcoin. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, this is reminiscent of the Bitfinex hack.
Yeah.
You had this falling structure, bear market of 2014 into 15. Similar thing again, right?
Yeah. The only difference would be you know, then Phoenix didn't necessarily run the market per se, but like this time there's more exposure publicly, not just privately in like cryptocurrency ecosystem, but publicly there is a lot more exposure. And then don't forget that Phoenix actually offered a way to pay back their people. Yeah, it was like they made like a coin for the exchange and everybody dumped it as soon as it came online. But they did try to air quotes make it right. How they made it right is however they made it right.
Yeah.
And then you got to think like Binance runs the market now. Like they're daddy, and they've been daddy before any of this happened.
Oh hell yeah. There's I don't have any fear over Binance. You know, the success of crypto is the success of Binance. Like that's the way they're
Right.
geared. That's how. So they've got a vested interest in crypto doing well, and you know the FTX thing, they didn't have that same vision. So you know it was very much a like him making money for himself rather than seeing the success of crypto as a its own market or
Right.
ecosystem.
And
Check
if you
out
can, you might as well take down a few and pick up
yeah
1 to 2% of the more people.
yeah
What do
exactly.
we?
That's it.
Hamza.
This is I haven't seen this, but it looks like he's onto something. He's giving
Play it.
reasons
Let's hear
why
it.
12 to 10k is the strongest zone ever. Let's see. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's a lot of it's a channel full of like uh opium, I guess, but that's still valid. I think the technical analysis isn't stupid in it. They're still looking at like they mostly look at like oscillators and things like that, but then let's check what this is. This is the what
Just
is
trying to show
this?
up.
This is Bitcoin US dollar, yeah, okay. Aikanashi. Short-term outlook 4 hour. Okay, that's just like, yeah, they've zoomed in here at this point in time, showing where the possible support is going to be. 16.3, and then a bounce, and then a test of 17k again. Short-term outlook 4 hour. The most recent drop has proven once more bad idea to A, sell in the oversold territory, RSI equals 18. B, buy in the overbought territory, RSI is greater than 70. Sideways consolidation ongoing. Possible retracements shown as well. 17K midterm target. Yeah, interesting. Inverted Bitcoin chart. Oh yeah, the good old inverted. Bull run. Oh yeah, this is like pretty macro. This is like all the way back to 2013. So if you look at it on a declining kind of trend here. Yeah, the model, it looks similar. Hey, like you got the stochastic RSI crossing, circled in pink here. Yeah, it just seems very, very much like a decent area to start like looking for a bottom, I think. And if it doesn't happen this month, maybe next month or Q1 at the latest. You know, just judging by what we've got, you know, we can only look at the past. We can't really see into the future. We can only project. Yeah. Descending triangle off the back of a downtrend. Yeah, man, I am looking forward to Monday, like this week coming, just to see what activity we get.
Right.
Just very keen for it. Just keen to see what happens.
Let's go to CoinGlass and look at some
Oh
of the.
yeah, so I don't have a lot of
Quote.
experience with CoinGlass. Let's check it out though.
Or
CoinGlass.
you could use this actually. That has the models as well. But CoinGlass is a little easier to navigate.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
just keen to see.
go to data, I think, at the top.
Yeah.
And go, where's it at? Data indicator. There we go. Yeah, data indicator that has the models.
Okay.
And then you could check out. You can do any of those really, but
Stock to flow model. Heard of that mentioned a few times. Yeah. Okay.
that's Plan B's.
Hmm.
So a big deviation off the
Yeah.
I guess the predicted price. I don't know. It
Yeah. Is
tells
this
you
like
everything in
fair value or something like this?
something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe not fair value, but stock to flow. Okay, so current stock to flow is at 59K. And we're way below that, so we're discounted off that line. That's cool. Data indicator. I'm going to check all of them. The 2-year MA multiplier.
Yeah, this one's cool too.
Yeah, it shows we're definitely in like a nice buying area, like a accumulation zone, I suppose.
Right. And then like if you scroll down more, you can get the full
The breakdown of what it's
explanations of
about.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 2-year MA multiplier is intended to be used as a long-term investment tool. It highlights periods where buying or selling Bitcoin during those times would have produced outsized returns. To do this, it uses moving average line, the 2-year SMA, and also a multiplication of that moving average line, 2-year MA times 5. Okay. Note the 5x multiplication is of the price values of the 2-year moving average, not of its time period. Okay. Buying Bitcoin when price drops below the 2-year MA, the green line, has historically generated outsized returns. Selling Bitcoin when price goes above the 2-year MA times 5, the red line, has been historically effective for taking profit. Cool. Yeah. I see what I see. So accumulating below the green and selling above the red. See, we didn't even get above the red in the recent bull market. Even the push to 69K didn't take us there. But yeah, damn. Yeah, I reckon that the next run, maybe it's going to be a big multi-year run, like we had. Do you remember? Yeah, I think it started in 2015, right? You know, after the Bitfinex hack. This
Right,
run went for freaking ages, like 3 years. 15,
right.
16, and 17 all was bullish the
That's
whole
my
way.
19 area because I was looking at Bitcoin at like
Hmm.
$250, $200, and I was like, nah, I don't want it. I should have just bought every. I should have sold
Yeah,
my
shoulda, coulda, woulda, yeah.
ankles, sold
Sold your
everything.
ankles. Bitcoin market
Oh,
cap.
Pi Cycle Top,
Yeah,
and
Pi
Fuel
cycle.
Multiplier are two good ones.
Oh yeah, the pure. Yeah. Bitcoin
And then of course
volatility.
volatility is always good. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all good to look at. You don't have to like live off of them. These are like
Nah.
pretty long term things to look at, but
Yeah. They're more like
we'll leave
investor
that.
models kind of thing. Yeah. So
Okay,
we
so we got
came in deep and we're already on the like seemingly this the multiple, this pure multiple is already on an incline going back up again after dipping into the green zone, right?
yeah, we didn't get a touch completely on the bottom of the second green section, but definitely got into it a little bit. It looks like I, you would like to see it repeat what it did previous bears, right? So actually go down and touch the bottom of the green air, the second green area, or the
Yes.
bigger green area. Ideally, right? You want
The
everything to
floor.
repeat perfectly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's surprising to see that it hadn't even hit down there and it's already back outside, back on top of that green zone. Yeah, interesting. I'm going to read it. This metric looks at the supply side of Bitcoin's economy, Bitcoin miners, and their revenue. Okay, so it's all about like miners. That's cool.
Uh
It
huh.
explores market cycles from a mining revenue perspective. Bitcoin miners are something referred to as compulsory sellers due to their need to cover fixed costs of mining hardware in a market where price is extremely volatile. The revenue they generate can therefore influence price over time. The pure multiple is calculated by dividing the daily insurance value of Bitcoin in dollars by the 365-day moving average of daily issuance value. How it can be used. There are periods of time where the value of Bitcoin being mined and entering the ecosystem is too great or too little to relative to historical norms. Understanding these periods of time can be beneficial to the strategic Bitcoin investor. The chart above highlights periods where the value of Bitcoins issued on a daily basis has historically been extremely low, the pure multiple entering the green box, which produced outsized returns for Bitcoin investors who bought Bitcoin here. It also shows periods where the daily issuance value was extremely high, pure multiple entering red box, so that's on the top side, providing advantageous profit taking for Bitcoin investors who sold here. So there you go. We're like, yeah, we're definitely on the buy side as far as this model is concerned. And if you were
Right.
going by this model, you never sold on the run to 70K. So I guess that was like that highlights also that the last bull run was an undershoot of what it, what everyone was, I guess, forecasting. So yeah, the people calling for 100K, they weren't too crazy. Like, you
Oh,
know,
no way.
yeah, I think
The people calling
100K.
for a quarter mil, they were
Oh
crazy.
yeah, that was a bit
100
ambitious. Mm,
100K was definitely in the cards.
yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Because all we can go off of is the past, right?
that's it. That's it.
Use the past to make predictions for the future, which is exactly what we're doing now for the future cometh.
Yeah.
Did you look at all these? I sent you another
Yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah, the pi cycles, the
Pi Cycle Top
tops.
indicator,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, so
there
we
is
did
an
get a little
actual.
peek out of it.
Yeah.
What is that? 3,500
So when they cross, is that when it's indicating the top, the pi cycle top, when you get a
Yeah, something like that. And
cross?
then there's like the green, the death or the golden cross or
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah. So
Because if you
this is only pulling out the tops though. This isn't the pi
yeah,
cycle bottom. Yeah. Because there is a
well,
pi cycle bottom as well.
believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a
Not in this
logarithmic
list though.
growth chart.
Yeah. Bitcoin bubble index.
I've never really looked at this one here.
Yeah, me either. I've never seen this. Bitcoin tweets. Oh, okay. So it's like it's kind of like measuring. It's measuring analytics. Like,
okay, that's kind of cool.
Bitcoin sent by addresses. Yeah, transactions, difficulty.
Transactions.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
I don't know why
So,
I've never looked at it.
yeah. I've seen people use like the Google trend, like the trending, like, you know, the like what term is being searched into Google.
Yeah.
And that's always interesting to look at, analytics of that.
Check your Discord for the website link I put you, and we can look at the MVRV. That's a good one. Yeah, it's just they're just more models. It's a
Ruble. Oh yeah.
Woo.
Ruble. And it's useful. Buy me a beer. Okay, right. So these are the links to the. Right. Okay, signaling. Like Bitcoin price models.
Yeah, some pretty cool.
The VWAP. The VWAP. These are the halvings, I'm guessing. The vertical lines.
I believe so.
Yeah, everything seems to converge.
He pulls the data off of Glassnode, so.
Realized price by Coinmetrics, VWAP by ICO Explorer, MVT price by Willy Woo. David Puel, the Delta Cap. Balanced price, experimental. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like the models that come out, like all these people that are into, you know, probably like mathematicians or some shit, right? Figuring out like moving averages and whatever.
Data compilers.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah, nerds. You got your nerds. Bitcoin congestion. Ooh. How congested are we? Not very at the moment. Not many people are sending Bitcoin around.
Oh God, look at 2017. Jesus.
Yeah, that was
so gross, dude.
Yeah. Mempool? 20,000? Did I read that? Or is that 2,000? 2,000 TXS. I'm thinking that's transactions. Confirm time, block, and witness. Sum of block size. Block size, okay. Yeah, there was a lot of spiking happening in 2017 and 18. But it's all very like quiet right now. Look at this. 2022, right. It's just all very, very quiet. I haven't tried to send Bitcoin in a long time. But I'm guessing like the fees are running fairly low at the moment. The fees and transaction speed should be decent.
Yeah, you got a bunch of you got the Lightning Network and stuff like that. Kind of just depends on how you send it.
Yep.
The regular chain stuff, it's still going to be relatively slow and I mean expensive in relation to other cryptocurrencies that are currently out there, of course, and slow compared to XLM, right?
Confirmation time in minutes is the solid orange line here. Well, I see you can turn the others off. Yeah, check out it took 21 minutes to confirm a Bitcoin transaction back in November of 2020. Now we're down to basically 7 minutes, 6.8, 7.2. Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, during high high movement
Yeah,
times,
yeah, like the
you're
top of a
going to
bull
get
market. A lot of
yeah,
a lot of
you're going to
congestion.
get that crazy congestion. Even Ethereum's not immune from it.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Go to the uh, charts. Yeah, to your left. There we go. Oh,
Which one?
go to the MVRV. That's a good one.
MVRV. Is it under
And
signaling or?
yeah, Bitcoin MVRV ratio.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
That's a good one to look at.
Mm.
Okay.
I see. So when the MVRV is like low, or it's dipped, it's like around an area of bottoming price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Below, I see there's a dotted line here, horizontal,
Yes.
and we are below that right now. So
It
historically,
kind of
that
like
has
says
been a
it
good time
an
to buy.
accumulation zone.
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's what I've been doing. Been accumulating, been building a position, a long position.
And these like ratios and ideas, or whatever we're looking at right now, like they're not something to look at every day, but
Right,
once a
right.
week, that's good to take a peek at them. They're everything we've just been looking at is very long term stuff.
Oh yeah. Like this won't change by next week, it'll be similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been an interesting stream looking at a lot of like fundamentals and like macro stuff. Less such about trading and like short term, movements. Though we did touch on it a little bit. But yeah, it's the weekend. You can't do a whole lot on the weekend, really. Price isn't really going anywhere on the weekends. Most things are, zero or basically at or around zero, but not above 2.
Right.
I'm sure there's exceptions though. Like you got MFT, Ape, and even though MFT, the top, and this list is hugely long. Like this is a long list of coins, altcoins. The best performing is still under 5% for the day. So that's it's a quiet day. Is anything?
Sure that there's one that's blasting somewhere, right?
Oh
For
yeah.
market cap, and
I
look
think
for
my
the leaders, but you gotta
yeah
also think like
yeah.
how much pain they've taken on
Mm,
as well. Like Bitcoin's down in the 70, 80, or 80 something percent range, and you got these other altcoins that are down 95 plus.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ApeCoin's up 10%, Aptos is 7, Aptos just launched, Huobi, Chainlink, Litecoin, BNB 3 to 4% for those. Ave's making a move a little bit, Curve.
Yeah.
But like you go and look into them, like they might have be up 3-4%, but they could have just taken a 10% hit. So it's really negligible.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. You mentioned coin market cap. I'm keen to see like on the 24-hour scale here, like what's pulled in the high. So ApeCoin in a 24-hour window is 11% up. That's the entire coin market cap like list here. The lowest is Trust Wallet token, down 8.44%. Dogecoin, one of the heaviest hit in the last 24 hours, and Chili's. Hey Noodle. Cheeseburger. Thanks, Hey Noodle. Appreciate that. $2 super chat. Legend. Cheeseburger. Do you mean Whopper?
Huh? A Whopper.
Go out and get a Whopper.
Isn't
Burger
what is
King.
it like called? Hungry Jacks down there?
Hungry,
like
Hungry Jacks to get a Whopper.
There you go.
Yeah, a Whopper. It'll be a good day when you can buy Whoppers with Cardano.
Yeah.
You probably can. Probably can. Man, that kind of makes me want to go drive out and get a Whopper for lunch. Whopper. I'm gonna do that one day. I'm gonna do like a little YouTube short of me going through the drive-through of Hungry Jack's and ordering a Whopper in that accent, and we'll see if they understand me. See if they're like,
Just get real thick with it.
yeah, just like, yeah.
You gonna cruise up in a Ute?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe I'll use my Aussie accent the whole way, and then when I say Whopper, it'll be Whopper. We'll see if they flinch. Yeah. You sound American when you say Whopper. Yeah, it's because I tease the Americans with their accent because they tease me sometimes when I say Cardano or or what was the other word that? Yeah. Anyway, it's all fun. It's all fun and games. All right. I think this stream's been pretty cool. What have we hit? There's some. What are the peaks here? We had 27 people at one point. That's all right. Not bad. Interesting. 28. Okay, 28 people. That's cool. 31 likes. It's interesting
32.
to see, like, depending on what's happening in crypto. Like, the weekends are quiet usually, the streams, because everyone knows things are, not moving. All the FTX shit, like when that was happening, those streams were pulling in big numbers. Yeah. I'm excited for a stream around the FOMC statement, and the CPI figures when that comes out next. That'll be a fun stream. It'll be all live. Be able to see what's happening in the market. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. It's been 2 hours and 9 minutes. That's a good length, I think. Thanks everyone for dropping in and smashing the like button, and thanks Serrano for keeping me company in the voice channel. And I'll catch all of you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves and don't get liquidated. All right, see ya.